Well, this is the Charlotte Knights podcast. Welcome in, everyone. Kendall Smith, joined alongside Charlotte Knights infielder Jacob Gonzalez. Jacob, so great to have you on the show. Thanks so much for the time. We really appreciate it. How you doing?
Thanks for having me. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. It's been a really nice couple of weeks here in Charlotte. I'm sure it's nice for you guys as well to be able to have the 2-week homestand, just getting to stay at home and enjoy Truist Field in Charlotte, right?
Yeah, it's always nice to be home for 2 weeks, and it's been good.
Well, you've been crushing it this season with the Charlotte Knights. It's been a lot of fun to watch you lead the team in home runs, in RBIs, and you and I have had conversations about that so far this season, just the adjustments you've made at the plate. I've spoken with Aaron Bray just about the way that you approach every day from a mental standpoint. So as we get to now it's May 1st as we sit here and do this podcast, how would you describe your season so far?
For me, it's been all right. I mean, results have been pretty good, but I know there's things I need to work on, so I'm still working on them, and hopefully it gets me to a better spot.
I appreciate that never satisfied mentality. I would say it's been better than all right, but as you think about some of the things that you want to work on, Jacob, just what are those things?
Yeah, two-strike hitting, I don't want to get to 2 strikes as much. I know it happens, but I feel like I've been doing it too much. I don't really know, to be honest, but just a feeling type thing. So it just not missing the pitches I need to be hitting and taking some pitches I shouldn't be hitting or swinging at. So that's mainly what I need to work on.
Yeah, pitch selection is obviously big. We talk about it with a lot of guys, and then we talked about those adjustments that you made too. Standing up straighter at the plate,
Mm-hmm.
right? So Aaron Bray was saying that back in January, that was something that was kind of noted about your stance. And then they came to you and said they wanted to switch it up a little bit. What was that process like, having to change the way that you were used to doing things at the plate?
Yeah, so I sat down with Ryan Fuller, and he showed me my old setup, and I was in the 1 percentile of crouched and turned, meaning no one else does that. And I was like, I should probably stop doing that then. So they wanted me up, but I told them that I like having my weight back. I don't like big moving. I don't like moving that much. I just want to be 80% loaded and then just get to 100% swing. I'm not a 0 to 100 guy, so I'm upright, but I'm already loaded into my back leg and hip, and I just pretty much just lean forward and swing.
And it's been going great for you. How long does it take to get used to an adjustment like that?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, in practice it's easy. I could hit however in practice and it feels fine. Anything can feel fine in practice. So it was just getting at bats with it and just getting comfortable in game and making decisions, and that probably took from whenever my first at bat in spring was until probably halfway through. I got comfortable with it, and then I could start just working on other things.
Well, something that I notice being down by the dugout every game is, you're the same guy no matter the situation, and that's something that your coaches have talked about as well. You can come back in the dugout after hitting a home run, and the next minute you're cool, you're calm, collected. Where would you say you got that demeanor from?
Yeah, my dad always, it was from my dad. It goes back to, it first started off with if he was if you ever get hit by a pitch and it hurt, but you're not hurt, don't let anyone know. And I was like, oh, okay. So whenever I get hit by a pitch, I'll just run to first. And if I'm actually hurt, I'll tell someone, but if it's fine, I'll just be fine and I won't let anyone know. And so it started with that, but then it was more he's like, I don't care how you do. You can go 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts, or you can go 5 for 5 with 5 strikeouts. My dad was like, I'm not gonna care as long as you're not pouting and doing acting sad after you do bad. Or he didn't say I couldn't be excited, but I just never was. I'm excited to hit a home run, but I know home run, and then after that's the next hitter, and now we're trying to go win the game still, so I'm not too worried about it anymore. So that's where it came from.
Yeah, I really appreciate that perspective. I know you said, though, you like the WWE
Oh
style belt because
yes,
you're into WWE. Is
yes.
that something you're like watching on the regular, or was that something as a kid that you were more into?
So in middle school, I watched all the time, and then I got to high school, and I kind of stopped watching TV in general. Then I got to pro ball, and I realized how much downtime there is, and I was like, I'll start watching again. And so I've been watching since I got drafted in 23, and now I watch. I don't watch them live, but I watch them all the Monday and Friday shows, and then every
Okay.
once in a while on their weekend shows. So it was just WrestleMania like 2 weeks ago, so pretty fun to watch.
So you're like really locked into it. And I love the belt too. I think it's
Yeah,
great. It's so cool because the guys are all waiting to greet you, throw on the belt, walk down, get your high fives. Everyone's hyping you up. It's fun to watch. But
yeah.
Aaron Bray was telling us he thinks your heart rate is the same no matter the situation. Would you agree with that statement? Do you feel like you're always kind of just
I
even
mean,
keeled?
I try to keep it down. I mean, because there's parts of the games where things speed up, and I try to like turn the nervous energy into like my excited energy. I know I'm not going to be excited, but like sometimes in close games and like I'm walking up to the plate, you get like your heart starts beating because it's a big moment, and I walk into them excited instead of nervous, so that my perspective of it is I'm like ready for this at bat. Not, oh no, I got to get a hit here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and you've been in some big time situations, not only at the professional level, but you played at Ole Miss. You guys win a College World Series there. You're a first round draft pick. So you understand the situations that are big, those flashy moments, the expectations that come with being a first round draft pick. You mentioned your dad and just the way that he was able to help raise you into the guy that you are now. But what else do you feel has been able to keep you so grounded throughout this entire process?
yeah, so really connected with God my sophomore year of college through my now wife. She pushed me, so she wanted to be with someone who was a godly person, and I when she told me that, I was like, I actually have been wanting to get to know him better, because I used to go when I was younger, but not really. And then she was like, the person I want to be with like needs to be a follower of Christ. And I was like, well, I can't really do it because you're saying so. I'm gonna take my own time, like take my time at it and go. And the past 3 years in pro ball, really getting closer and like learning more and growing in my faith, and um, it really helps with perspective in your life. Or especially baseball. Like I can go 0 for 4 and or 4 for 4, but it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because God loves you, and He's gonna, no matter, He doesn't care how I do on the field as long as I'm lifting Him up through it all. So whenever I'm feeling down in baseball, I try to I remind myself that it really doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
that's really been helpful.
I love that. That is an incredible perspective and just so amazing. And yeah, that's really important to have in this sport, just to be able to sit back, especially in the day in, the day out of it. It is so much. And there is pressure and there are expectations on everything, but you have a lot of support around you as well, which is so great. And you have the support of this team. What has it been like with this specific group this season with the Charlotte Knights, full of so many veteran guys, but also a lot of those younger guys like yourself that are up and coming and stars in the making?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Obviously, we kind of have a different team than we started the season with, but it was fun. The first group we had, and a couple of them went up, and they're crushing it. And now we got all like three of my draft classmates came up, so it's been a lot of fun. We're all pretty close, so I mean, it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, this organization as a whole, it seems like everyone gets along very well. And that is a very interesting part of playing at the AAA level. You see so much roster movement. So,
Yeah.
how do you think a team is able to stay gelled, stay connected, even when you're constantly getting new guys every day for the most part?
Yeah, I mean, we all have the goal to get to the big leagues. So like the just wanting, because if everyone else is doing good, it's going to help you do good. So everyone wants to do good, and everyone wants everyone to succeed. So yeah.
Yep. Want to take it back to your time at Ole Miss. Oxford is an incredible place. My brother went to law school there, so
Okay.
had the chance to spend some time while he was there in Oxford. What is your favorite part about, if you haven't been, by the way, everybody, you got to check it out. What is your favorite part about Oxford, Mississippi?
So what really drew me to Oxford was it's the city is the school. So once you leave Oxford, there's nothing. The next city over is like 30 minutes, and everyone that lives in Oxford is all about Ole Miss. And especially when I was there, football was still up and coming, but the baseball was really good. So people were really excited about baseball season. Obviously, now football is really good. They made it to the semifinal, and but yeah, it was cool that there are baseball fans there. So that was the best part, and they have good crawfish there. I like crawfish.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's your favorite restaurant? I love City Grocery.
Okay.
Hooray was good too when I was
Yeah.
there, but I don't know like all the spots. So what do you got?
Hmm. So there's this place right next to City Grocery. It's called McEwen's. Me and my wife loved going there. They had a really good salmon there.
Okay.
But then me and TJ McCants, who's here now, we would get crawfish from this truck called Land Shark. It was very good. We would play pool, and whoever lost had to pay for 10 pounds of crawfish for the two of us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a good story. I like it. Yeah, it is cool how many guys have like come through here that have played at Ole Miss. We obviously
Yeah.
have talked about the connection with you and Tim Elko so many times. He's not with us anymore, but Doug Nikhazy, another one of those
Doug,
guys
yep.
you mentioned, TJ. So getting to have those guys that you already know from college be a part of this organization with you, how helpful was that in your transition to pro ball?
It was really nice. I got drafted with our catcher from Ole Miss, so we got drafted, went to draft camp together, went to Arizona together, then went to low A together. So I mean, it was nice knowing someone right away. But in baseball, you connect with everyone so fast because you're all doing the same things every day. So you guys know, and then you just get new friends every new team.
What do you think it is about baseball that people don't necessarily realize? Like people see you out there on the field doing your thing, but they don't see always the day in, the day out, the behind the scenes. Something about your job people don't know. What is it?
I would say how long we're actually here. Where we get here like for a 7 o'clock game, we're here at like 12:30, and then we don't go home until 10:45, 11-ish. I went home at 11:30 last night, or I got back home at 11:30 last night, so around almost 12 hours at the field, so we're away from our families, but it's fun though.
It is fun.
Not being away, but being at the field is fun.
Yeah. It seems like everyone has a great time and obviously, get to play baseball for a living,
Yeah.
which is so cool. You get to do that and then you get to think about, where you're at right now, being where your feet are with also trying to focus on those ultimate goals of making it up to the big leagues. How do you personally balance those two things?
Say it again, sorry.
Balancing like just staying where you are, like where your feet
Oh,
are,
yeah.
with thinking about the ultimate goal of the big
I mean,
leagues.
yeah, like the goal is to obviously get to the big league, stay there as long as possible. But right now, especially me, I've struggled the last 2 years. So I'm just trying to be more consistent and putting out good baseball and proving that I can belong up there.
So much of it is a mental game as well. And we were just talking with Lamont Wade Jr. about how he's been kind of a role model and a guy that a lot of people like to go talk to. He's had a lot of experience up in the big leagues and he's, just been through it in this sport. Who are some people, it doesn't even have to be on this Knights team, but just in general, that you feel you can lean on in terms of getting advice and trying to hear out what they have to say?
Yeah, I mean, I always talk to my dad. He was the only person I worked with baseball-wise growing up. I hit with him, took ground balls with him, so everything I know is from him pretty much. And like right now, there isn't really much to say because he thinks I'm doing good, so that's usually a good sign. But yeah, I mean, even like now, I'll ask him things like, "Hey, can you look at like this one particular swing and tell me what you think, and then he'll usually know. If he doesn't know, he watches so many videos and keeps up. He's a high school baseball coach, so he also tries to learn things for his players as well. So
That's awesome.
that's who I turn to.
Do you call him every day?
No. I'm not a big phone call person.
Okay.
So, but usually I'll text. My dad's a big phone caller, so I'll text him something, and then my phone will start vibrating like 30 minutes later.
Then he's ready to talk.
Yeah.
Where does he coach?
He coaches at a high school in California, Downey High School, Southern California. He's been there, and I'm gonna guess 25 years.
Shout out. Longer than you've been alive.
Yes.
So your whole life, that's what you've known. It was always baseball for you. Is that true? Or were there any other sports that you were like,
I played football in high school, and I got a couple Pac-12 offers, and the only school that offered me both was UCLA. I thought it was cool for a day, and I told them no thank you the next day. But I loved playing football. I did not care for anything else. I just loved the games on Friday. Everything else was too much for me, but baseball, I loved practicing, being here, and so I always knew it was baseball.
Yeah. With football now, do you still, I mean, obviously we were just talking about Ole Miss, like they were great last season, but are you still keeping up, like watching college football, NFL, are you into all that?
Yeah, big NFL guy. Just since going to college, I got into college football, and then now with a couple guys in the White Sox organization, we have a fantasy college league.
College?
Yeah, fantasy college football league, which really boosted the college football. So
how competitive does it get? Are you guys like texting or like is it more chill?
It's growing. It's the second. This coming up season will be the third year, so it keeps getting. The second year was more chippier than the first, and because people were still learning how it went, and now so it's getting there.
How'd you do last year?
Missed the playoffs, fifth place. One spot at the playoffs, but it was good. It's very fun.
We're getting closer and closer to college football season. I'm a little worried. I went to South Carolina, so we got to have a big bounce back year. But hopefully for Ole Miss and, Pete Golding being in charge now, it's an exciting time for them. But yeah, it's cool the way, again, that you guys as teammates and as guys that are in the same organization are able to do that all together. I know that there's like NFL fantasy stuff that they're doing too, which is really neat. We were just talking though about it. Just being able to spend some time away from the field is always very important. You talk about the time you spend with your wife. What else is it that you like to do outside of play baseball, Jacob?
I play a lot of video games with my wife's family. Since we got married, pretty much, I joined her extended cousins, all family friends, college football dynasty on the video game. So since November of 24, we're still going. We're on season 6 or something of college football dynasty, and unfortunately, I'm Mississippi State because that was the last pick. But that team's a dynasty now, so it's okay.
You're working on him as the general manager? What do you guys call yourselves? The GM, the head coach? Yeah. Okay.
The head coach is my wife's name, so she's running the team.
Okay. Yeah. She's the head coach. Perfect. I love that. Jacob, this has been so fun to get to know you even better, and it's been great to watch you this season. We're still here in May, but when we get to September, October, and you look back on this year, how will you know, besides obviously staying healthy, that this was a successful season for you?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully I'm up in the big leagues and playing the way I hope to play.
Absolutely, and you're doing everything down here so well. It's been a blast to watch. Hopefully many more times you'll get to walk through the dugout with the WWE-style belt on and have the guys greet you. There probably are some kids out there that are watching that are like, I want to do what Jacob does. I want to be a professional baseball player when I get older. What advice would you give to that next generation that wants to be like you?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that I had to learn was you have to like to practice. It was very hard for me to like practicing when I was 8, 9 years old, 10 years old. But my dad made me, and some days I was like, I don't want to go. And he goes, well, you have to. And I was like, oh. And we go, and then I'd practice, and then it would be fun because it's baseball. But learning how to learning to love getting better is very important.
How often do you just like sit at the field and kind of take it in? It's obviously a whirlwind, but maybe during the national anthem, you're looking up, you're like, this is my life. Like, this is my dream that I'm living out.
Yeah, usually I would say like on an off day, I'm sitting at home and I like just with my wife, and I'm like, dang, I'm really getting paid to play a game. Like, and my wife gets to be here with me, and I'm just playing baseball like I've always played, but it's my job now, so it's a lot of fun.
What's been your favorite part about Charlotte?
Let's see.
Probably don't get much time to really enjoy it.
We went to a Hornets game. That was my first basketball game I've watched since I watched Kobe retire in 2016.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that was fun. It was more fun than I expected.
Yeah. Good season for the Hornets too. Like Charlotte sports, Panthers, the Hornets, they're on the up and up, which is good. We needed that here in Charlotte, but we'll see. Maybe next season the Hornets can go even further. Same with the Panthers, but hopefully you get a little bit more time to enjoy the city. It's great food scene, great people, and we're glad that you're a part of this Charlotte community now. We're taking you and your wife in as part of the Charlotte community because you're making a big impact not only off of the field, but on the field as well. Jacob, thank you so much for joining us here on our Charlotte Knights podcast. Really appreciate it. The perspective is awesome, and just wish you the best of luck as you continue the season.
Thank you so much.
Jacob Gonzalez joining us here on our Charlotte Knights podcast. Everybody stay tuned for more. We'll have another episode coming your way soon.